Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. You are watching my Christmas card series for 2022. In today's video, I'll be using this stamp set by My Favorite Things. It is another Pure Innocence stamp, and it is the Reindeer Games, the little girl all dressed up like a reindeer with the antlers and the Christmas lights. But we are going to put the stamp set off to the side, and I'm going to create a fun background directly on my card base with some pops of color from scrapbook.com. So I'm going to put a dot of the different colors on, and I'm going to use this scraper that I picked up at the dollar store at Dollar Tree to make a fun sparkly background. So the colors that I am using are glitter gold, so I'm using that one right now, and I love how this just added a little bit of shine and glitter to it because of the Christmas lights in her hair amongst the reindeer ears or antlers, and the sentiment, "May your days be merry and bright." I wanted to bring in that light and that brightness and some shine and glitter. And then I am using the Rudolph red because this is a reindeer and I do end up making the little girl's nose red. I thought it would be fun to bring in the traditional Rudolph red color. And so yeah, I'm just using that scraper and blending these colors together. I have never made a background like this. I have used the pops of color glitter as like a glaze over distress oxide stenciling, but never a background like this. And then I'm going ahead and bringing in the pearl lemon chiffon color to bring in more of that light, that merry and bright, and a little bit more shine because of those Christmas lights in her hair. And it is definitely glossy and shiny and glittery, and it's just really fun and festive and just ties everything together. And this was a really fun way to make a background and get a little bit more out of the pops of color and do something that is not super traditional. I've seen other card makers do a lot of fun techniques with their pops of colors, and I really like to just keep it simple and add a little bit of dots here and there. But every once in a while I will break out of that mold of just the dots and try something new and experiment like this. So just kept on working with it until I was happy with it, put it off to the side, let it dry a little bit, and now I'm going to go ahead and stamp this girl, the Reindeer Games stamp, using my stamping platform to do that. And then we will get to the coloring. So I will be using Spectrum Noir markers, and I'll have all of the supplies that I use linked down below for you in the description box if you are curious and want to go grab some of them or just get a closer look at the products that I'm using. I will link to Spectrum Noir markers in general because I have so many different sets here and there, and it is super hard to keep track of it. But if you are looking at adding Spectrum Noir markers to your collection and you're just starting out, I would suggest that you get the basic color packs, the smaller packs, to first add to have all of the different colors, and then maybe like the skin tones, and then you can slowly start building on it, like the darks, the brights, and the florals, and all of that. That is how I started out, and that is a good way to build your collection slowly and then have them somewhat fast. Alrighty, so just coloring this up super simply, and then I'm going to fussy cut it off camera. There are coordinating dies to this. I only have a few of them. But this one was relatively easy to cut out. I did not go super detailed. I just went around the edges and left a white border because I did not want to get into the little itty bitty areas like with the lights in her hair and stuff. So I just gave it a white border, and then it makes it pop off of the fun background that we created. I'm just finishing up her hair and adding black hair. So this card is also going to be for one of my nieces, and she has, my two nieces have a black hair. That is why I am doing black. So here I have cut this off camera, fussy cut it out, and you can see that white border. Now I'm just coming in with the white Jelly Roll pen, adding some details in. No rhyme or reason, but I feel like these lines just make the card stand out, or make the image stand out on the card. Sometimes it just brings those colors to life and emphasizes them so much more. And then we are going to keep on rolling with this card. I also bring in the Spectrum Noir glitter pen because these Christmas lights and her hair and all the things need some glitter for Christmas, because our background is glittery and it's shining bright, just like the sentiment is going to. So we just made this whole girl all sparkly. Her reindeer outfit, all the things, because can you have too much glitter? So as I was saying, these sentiments say, may your days be merry and bright, and you're so dear to me. So I just think this is so fun and so cute, and you get 2 MFT girls this year, because if you have not watched my whole Christmas card series, I also did the Pure Innocence girl in the Christmas tree, so you can check that out too, and definitely check out the rest of my playlist for Christmas 2022. So this background was mostly dry, but before I went ahead and adhered the girl and started working on my sentiments, I wanted to make sure that it was completely dry, so I just grabbed out my heat tool and gave it a good dry to make sure that it was extra dry and that there was no parts that were still a bit wet or anything. So I'm just adding some foam tape to the back of this girl because she's going to pop off this card and shine bright for this Christmas season. So I'm just using some little itty bitty foam squares that I had in my collection. I have a big drawer of adhesives and foam tape and all of the things, so these were in there and I thought they would work great. So we are using those and we are getting them onto the girl so we can pop her onto the card. Christmas is coming up so soon. Are you ready for Christmas? I feel like it got here really fast all of a sudden. I am pretty excited about Christmas. I have a few presents to wrap for my kids and to fill these stockings and clean up a little bit around my home for some family coming over, but we are getting there. We are excited and we're gonna get the things done. And I have a few more projects and cards coming your way leading up to Christmas, so stay tuned. Alright, so now that the girl is popped on to the card with the foam tape, we're going to work on the sentiments. So, I am going to use both sentiments and I'm going to stamp them onto some vellum. So, just doing that. Getting my ink out. And we are going to get these sentiments going. And using the anti-static tool as well. It's especially best if you use this on the vellum because you get it in the right spots. I often forget to use the anti-static tool, so I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Clear embossing ink, and then we're going to use the Simon Says Stamp Gold embossing powder to make these sentiments stand out and shine and bring in more of that element of gold. Because we have the glitter gold pops of color in the background, I wanted to bring that gold out, so I'm just heat setting that and getting that ready to pop onto the card. And once this is all heat set, I will cut out the sentiments, trim them all up, and get them ready for the card. Feel like there wasn't a ton of supplies in this card, but there was a little bit of detail here and there to make the finished project. Sometimes I make a card or project with a ton of supplies, but today it was pretty simple. Or maybe a few different colors in a certain supply. So as you can see, I am just fussy cutting out these sentiments, trimming them up so that I can pop them up onto the card. And I love that the vellum doesn't take away from that background, and you can essentially see a little bit of that background through the vellum. You still get that sparkle and that fun element of the background within the sentiment. I think this card also would have looked really, really cool with like a black background sentiment with like the pop of white. But I love how the vellum looks too. So I'm just using the tape runner from scrapbook.com. This was a freebie with a recent order, or a order a little while ago, and now I have actually used this all up, but I'm using it to adhere these sentiments down, and that is going to finish up today's card. It is super fun, super sparkly, and shiny, and I feel like it is a bright and fun Christmas card. Look at that sparkle and shine. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. As I said, I have more Christmas cards and projects coming your way, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.